So in this video, we're doing all the warning reaction. First of all, I'm gonna look at Disciple, the music video. Then we're gonna go into and look at the actual live performance at the Pepsi Stadium as well, right? Just like the last video, I like to kind of compare them, right? So we're gonna, look at both different ones, how they sound, talking about the lyrics, but also of course the visuals and so forth, right? But I think that is the best way to start with music video and then live performance. But leave a comment below if you prefer all the way around, but I do think this is easier. I think it feels more natural to be, right? But anyway, let's get started. Some kind of military thing. Okay, so that was the Disciple then, right? And of course, immediately in my head, guys, I kept thinking about, if you go back to the reaction, I was like, I did take a smiley reaction, I was like, wait, I see what I'm thinking about now. Also, of course, Stormfront from the boys, right? I kept thinking about Stormfront all the time. It was like, there were so many seasons I felt that, oh yeah, she looks like Stormfront, I should do this, like, come this, evil, Nazi kind of character. Yeah, but clearly, this music video is about some kind of authoritarian, super evil regime, right? The sun is the enemy and so on. We saw a sun later, of course, but yeah, absolutely. It's like I keep thinking about, like, if you haven't seen the boys, then, right? Stormfront is like super engineered. I think it's kind of like the reverse Captain America, right, in the boys. It's possibly just like, because you have Soldier Boy, of course, is Captain America, right? And she's kind of the opposite, you know. She's like the German super evil genetic uber Nazi girl, right? You know. So kind of how they felt. Yeah, see the boys, come on, it's the thing, right? But anyway, yeah. So you do see the sun behind them a lot in the second part there, right? And the sun is the enemy and so on. And I guess that is a little bit like, you know, again, it's supposed to be just like evil government, authoritarian, something like that, right? So it's like, yeah, of course the sun is bad because it's like light something. I would say one thing here. This video felt very different, of course. Going from Money, right, which was last week with a lot of reaction, and in Money it's kind of like, you know, the sisters are happy. It's a little bit like I did feel it was a little bit about like Material Girl, right? A little bit about like, oh, you know, overspending, overconsumptions. So, but I am currently right now spending all my money on buying Magic cards, right? Which released Final Fantasy this week or last week, last Friday. So I've been buying way too much Final Fantasy cards, and I'm like, oh, buy more boosters, you know? Yeah, that kind of way, right? Getting addicted to it. That was some extent what Money was about, but ignoring that, the actual visual of Money, the lyrics might be negative, so to speak, but the visuals was very happy. Right? The visuals was very much like, oh, look at this, you know, it's happy, we're playing with games or whatever, the toys and so on. Here instead, yeah, the visuals are very much like, okay, everyone's gonna die or something. So this felt very different, yeah. And also, but I mean, both then, right? The lyrics are kind of like, you know, the sun is your enemy, you can do these things, so yeah, so the lyrics here and the visuals are both just like kind of doomsday, very negative, very dark, right? Gruesome kind of story bit. So very different than the visuals from Money and so on. Even though, like I said, the Money also might be interpreted as, you know, spending too much like overconsumptions or whatnot, right? Or my take on it is more like, you know, like that someone is trying to buy someone's love, right? And I do like people saying in the comments there. I didn't know that, but it makes a lot of sense, of course, that Money, for example, then was produced and during or after Corona or, you know, after COVID there. So that makes a lot of sense too. There's something I haven't talked about too much in my life, I guess, but there's not a video, but I say one thing here. I do find it a little bit interesting just having lived it. Of course, we all lived through it, right? We all lived through it, and I do think a lot of us, those years are almost kind of like, oh, what happened those years? Yeah, you kind of like, I used to work from home, right? You know, I work from home, and it was kind of like that. I almost have no memories of the time period. I mean, seriously, yeah, it's like just work from home, and eventually you went back, and it's just, you know, because you work from home, so it's kind of like went to the gym every day, went shopped food, went back home again, yeah, didn't talk to anyone. It's kind of weird, it's a weird period. But anyway, I like this scene, she pushes her forward, yeah, like, screaming at the but it's kind of like, yeah, we're stuck in the system, right? It also has a little bit that idea here, right? It's kind of the reverse of Money here, that in a sense, right, it's thinking about, you know, like destroy the system, right, the cycle, right? So it's like a cycle that repeats itself. And so you could also argue that this song is about, you know, kind of overcoming whatever it's in your country, right? The politicians, you know, stuck in a loop, whatever. Or you can argue the easier things that, like, learn from history, right? You know, like we saw this in the past, don't do the same mistake, right? It's like always we have a cycle, of course. And obviously the whole idea of like cycle of hate or whatever, right? It's a classic conceptual idea where, you know, you go back and forth, right? You know, the whole idea of like, you know, two blind, is it blind everyone's eye, everyone goes blind kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, this bit feels a little more like, you know, coping, or like overcoming stuff again, but it sounds more like that how some people might, you know, like hide away, right, from the truth or whatever. You know, like someone take, I used to call it Kepler's law for fun of it, but basically like the path of least resistance, right? People are just like also just taking the path of the lead issue for yourself, right? So I think that kind of comes back to the earlier, that overcoming this evil government or whatever, or even overcoming, you know, issues in life, right? And it is a little bit similar to, you know, the scene in Scenography, she's drowning and kind of like, okay, how do I overcome my own issues, or my issues and whatever. Obviously showcased that concept too, right? How it's like, well, you can either help them or not, but if you help them, maybe they won't actually learn anything. Like I said, that video is called Björntjänst in Swedish, right? If you help someone and they actually don't learn or like they don't improve because you help them too early, so to speak, right? And this is a little bit similar here. We're not the same thing, but this is more like people take the easy route all the time, right? That's how I interpret that. But let's go over and check the live performance as well then. My live, and I would guess then this is Pepsi Center, right? This would be the same one in the other videos. I'm pretty sure they're all from the same performance. Very likely so, right? So you're gonna have the big screen behind them. And I still think that Money has the best one here, where they had the money falling down, right? And they had like the green screen behind them with all like the builds, right? The Mighty Dollar, right? Like the green money, right? Kane. So let's see if they can overcome it here then. But yeah, this is my favorite. It's Money live then. So let's see what happens here then. This is a big screen to talk about, the blue TV here, right? So I don't think this is a good part, right? My live performance thing. As a comparison, this is of course when everyone in the audience is along, right? I know I'll say it every time, but come on, this is obviously that I think it is the best bit of living. I think so, right? When you know it's like when everyone in the audience is doing the same thing and so on. Right? Also, she can do kind of a similar thing here, which she does in the music video. She can goes forward, right? With in that sense, right? Kind of does like a let's call it. I'm thinking of the swim technique. She does this move, yeah, but whatever you call it. But she does the same thing in the music video, so that's kind of like that thing. But yeah, I also think this is the best part of live. Really, this is the biggest difference of the ambience of the audience, right? I do feel this one. So here guys, I feel this is the most rock and roll, okay? This to me feels the most hard rock, right? I did think about it earlier too, but yeah, this feels like the most rock and roll, right? Because it's mostly like kill the system and so on, but come on, this feels like the most typical Rage Against the Machines or whatever, yeah, more like, this evil, like I said earlier, almost like the government or the system or the world or whatever, right? But this to me, yeah, the more I listen to it, the first time too, of course, but still, I don't know, but I think a lot of like typical hard rock and so on, right? Or similar, whatever you call it, the glam rock and this and that and scratch rock, or all the different versions, right? They tend to be a lot of that typical like Rage Against, whatever the system is, right? And yeah, every time I hear this like the chorus, more and more I'm just like, yeah, this feels much more like typical rock. Where you're like, yeah, down with the system, down. Yeah, it definitely feels more of that the more I hear it every time. Another thing that I also hear, of course, is that the color scheme is very similar to music video. This kind of like orangey brimstone red one. I mean, obviously it was the sun mostly in the music video, but clearly here all the lights have the same kind of hue, right? So giving it a similar feel to it. And when I heard the lyrics again, I was thinking about, yeah, I guess the sun is also referring to like in two ways, right? Like in one way, the sun is like whatever, the light that you're supposed to use to follow orders or whatever, authoritarian. But in other sense, you can see the sun as a symbolism of like the system too, right? It's the current system. That is the sun, right? Kind of the society. We live in a society, a little bit like that, a little bit like that. It's a society. It's obviously more live now, but she's... Yeah, of course. This is awesome. But yeah, kill the system, right? Destroy everything. Yes, a very positive side note. No, but you know, I see it more as kind of like don't let the past mistake in the society repeats itself, right? Whatever how you define it as, but that's kind of like that's more the feel to it, right? But like I said, I do feel that this is kind of the band's a lot of their lyrics and songs are a little bit like that, right? Because Shock, as I mentioned earlier, has a similar tone to it as well, which kind of like, you know, you gotta drown, but you gotta, you know, get up and stand up for yourself, but also a little bit, you know, how much can you push it, right? Because there's a TV system as well, right? Now sounds very pragmatic here, but you can't just burn down the system either, right? I have to be that guy. No, I'm sorry, not very rock of me, but you know, maybe you wanna like change the system rather than just burn everything to the ground, right? And you know, show a little bit like that too, like yeah, maybe you want to overcome your issues, but you don't want to like completely change your personality or whatever, right? But certainly they feel a little bit, maybe like on a micro and a macro level differently, but otherwise kind of similar. Lastly, guys, obviously, you know, Money is still the best one I feel for the actual live performance. Yeah, I think it's Money one. Like I said earlier, I think Money is still the best one. They has the best one for me when they had dropped the money. I'm a tango boy guy, okay? I'm a tango boy guy. I keep saying that, but I love when you have something that feels real, you know, like a Marin figure, right? Something that feels real. Maybe that's why I'm mad addicted again. I'm just like, my magic cards. I'm getting my precious cards. For example, right? I had a good example, honestly. So I started playing Magic then last week again after 10 years break. So I'm like, Magic now, I'm addicted now. But the point is that a lot of my friends, right, they play Magic online, you know, Magic Arena, whatever. But I don't like that, okay? I don't like that. I wanna play my card game with the actual card. You know what I mean? It has to be tangible, right? That's what I mean with tangible. Like, I actually want to be able to feel it, right? So that's what I kind of mean. I said earlier with money, we actually had money falling down, right? That for me is like, you know, a massive bonus, right, to the performance, because I get something tangible, right? I said earlier on the video, right, but I grew up with like Kiss, Iron Maiden and so on, right? So for me, it's like, I love that glam rock from Kiss, right? You know, the pyrotechnics, whatever. I want to see the Eddie from Iron Maiden, I want to see something that actually fits there, right? So yeah, this was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but I think that Money is still, so far, I think the best live performance. So I do like the addition. I also like the this again, I said the screen behind turning green too, right? With the money bills. This one is just like showing them, and it feels that they could do more, you know, with that technique. I'm just, like I said, level video. I would like, you know, like amusement parks. I like the whatever rides, right? So I like the whole. You know, visual spectrum, right? I want to have flamethrower. I want to have flamethrowers, guys. Okay, I want them to have a goddamn sun behind them, and when they say, you know, burn the sun is evil, kill the machine, I want it to be a sun come up. I want it to explode something, you know. It should be like pyrotechnics, okay. Then 10 out of 10. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna be that guy. Okay, give me goddamn exploding fake sun or something. Yeah, then we're talking. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day.